Welcome back. This is Billy Alvaro and Wayne Hartart. We are Easy Sell Property Solutions located right over here in Holbrook, New York. If you ever want to sell your property, for cash fast, give us a call at 631-400-EASY or online at easysell411.com. If you don't know us, we are Long Island's most convenient home buyer. We literally buy houses all day, every day for cash. We have a pretty cool, unique, proprietary way in which we buy the properties. It's called the Easy Way Out. And folks, when I tell you, it literally is the fastest, easiest, most hassle-free way to sell a house on your terms. And we have a whole program about that. We've talked about it in a lot of the radio shows. But today what we want to talk about, and we did in the first segment, is if you want to sell your house for top dollar and you don't mind putting it on the market and having it sit for a while and having to go through all the hurdles that you're going to have to jump in order to get your property sold, this is the segment that you want to listen to. This is the show today you want to listen to. The first segment we spoke about getting your house inspected prior to even putting it on the market, getting a home inspector to come in, and also running title. Those two things are most important. The third thing here is equally as important, which a lot of people do not think of, and that's getting a survey to the house. It's going to cost you about $650, maybe $800, depending on the size of the land. But the reason and the importance of getting the survey, Wayne, is what?
Well, they're going to find one out of possessions.
What does that mean,
lines,
out of possessions?
They're going to check all your property lines, so they're going to see that your fence lines are within the property line.
Which is the most number one thing that pops up on surveys.
Yeah, so
right?
when those come up, it's usually an out of possession, meaning somebody put up the fence and they're a foot, 2, 3, 4 feet off. Maybe, if we've seen even more, 10, 15 feet off.
Yeah, we have the one in Central Islip.
Some people just put up fences where they think they can. So that, that could be one issue. And
so let's just talk about that for a split second. So when you're going to sell your house, right, the new buyer is going to come in. He's going to get a survey done.
Correct.
When he gets that survey done, you might be right down to the last wire, and you're almost at closing. He gets the survey. The title company reads the survey into the title, and they come back and say, hey, listen, we've got a couple of issues. The first issue is your fence in the rear of your property. It's encroaching 6 foot with 3 foot onto the guy behind you. You also have another issue. Your driveway on the right side of your house is encroaching on your neighbor's property, your driveway. You have two issues that you have to deal with. Now, the title company is not going to give the buyer clear title. Mm-hmm. They're not going to give him title insurance on the 6 foot in the back and where the driveway is. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fix that. How? You're going to have to go to the neighbor. You're going to have to get disclosure signed. It's a pain in the backside because we've experienced this when we go to sell properties because we buy without surveys. A lot of people say it's stupid, it's risky, but we know what we're getting ourselves into. Well, we'll buy it with the survey, but we won't have the seller of the property have to go out and fix it up front. We'll fix it on the back end.
Correct.
That's, again, a convenience when we're buying for cash. But as a home seller who's going to be selling on the open market for top dollar, you're going to have to correct this prior to selling your property. It's going to be the onus is going to be on your shoulders,
correct,
and it's a pain in the ass.
Yep. Now let's think about another piece. There's always, typically when they run title, there could be old surveys on file. So now the old survey is going to be compared to a new survey. What changes have been done to the house could come up.
So here, let's talk about that.
So we talked about the out of possession piece. Now what's going to happen is they're going to go out. They're going to go out and they're going to redo the survey, and they're going to see that there's an extension on the house. Oh, he has a couple of decks. He has a pool. He has a converted garage. He has an extra, driveways.
It's usually decks, driveways. The extensions they're going to catch on the title.
Yep.
The C of O's.
They should,
right?
But if they don't, they're going to catch them here. Let's just say it did sneak by, and they're going to catch it right here.
It's very important, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to sell your house and you want to get it done the right way without a lot of hurdles down the road, you're going to have to deal with the hurdles, whether up front
or in the back.
Or in the back end when you have a buyer for your property. I would recommend doing it up front. Get yourself a survey. Get yourself a home inspection, and get yourself a title company. These are 3 key things that you want to do up front prior to selling your house and putting it on the market. Now let's talk about the other things they can do that everybody should do if they're going to sell their house with a realtor. They can put it on the open market. The next thing is you want to fix up, obviously, all this stuff that the home inspector came in, right? Everything's got to get fixed. You're going to have to hire a handyman or do it yourself. That's a no-brainer. You got to get that done. Absolutely. But you also want to then clean out your house, right? Homes that are lived in. It's your house. It's where you live. But if a buyer comes in, they're not going to want to look at all the crap all over the house. Whether it's nice crap or ugly crap, it's crap. So you have to clean out the clutter.
Decluttering.
Declutter is number one.
Declutter is huge. And
get it out. Go and get yourself like a little place and put in storage all the stuff you have in your house.
Well, your knickknacks got to move. You want the house free and clear of all the knickknacks.
All the knickknacks. You want to make it look almost like it's a staged home.
Correct.
Like somebody lives there, but not really. It's more like a model type home. Why? Because when a buyer comes in, if they see a model type home and they see it open floor plan and stuff where it should be, and there's not a bunch of crap everywhere, they're going to be able to see themselves living there.
Mm-hmm.
If they see a house, even though the house is beautiful and it has stuff everywhere, you're going to get less offers and you're going to get less of an amount of an offer. They're going to offer you less for the property.
Absolutely.
Just because it doesn't show well.
Remember, it's all about that first 60 seconds when these people pull up to the
Perception,
house.
baby. Perception.
So curb appeal on the outside, and then once you get them inside, they're not going to want to see a cluttered house when they walk in.
Yeah.
People just don't have the imagination.
At all.
They just don't.
Listen, we stage every single one of our properties for a reason. Because it sells. They sell faster.
They sell faster.
And they sell for more money.
Yeah. It's amazing when people walk into a room that could be a master bedroom that's 20 by 30, and they're like, we can't fit a king-size bed. And I'm like, what? We have it fully staged. That's why we fully stage every room. People just don't have the imagination. We walk into houses with raccoons living in them and holes in the roof, and I can tell you where we're going to put everything, but most people don't. So you want to declutter, folks. You really do. Curb appeal on the outside, and then once they get inside,
that's it. We're going to get into the curb appeal because that's important as well. But now inside, after they declutter or after they declutter, you want to, listen, fresh paint. Fresh paint in a house goes a long way. If you guys are smokers and you're smoking in your house, you got dogs, animals, cats, man, it's just not good. You got to clean it out. I would recommend just painting the inside. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, and it goes a long way. Fresh paint.
With the smokers, you got to get a nice deep clean. Because the chances are your white vinyl windows are usually about yellow if you've done that for the last 30 years.
No doubt. No doubt, dude. It's so funny. And like you said before, the curb appeal. People pull up to that property. They want to see nice curb appeal. You can't have your bushes all out of whack and, your grass isn't trimmed a nice way. You don't have black mulch in the front. You really want to have these properties put together the right way. Why? It's inexpensive things, but it shows well when the buyers pull up. The house is going to sell. Now, if you're selling to us, Easy Sell Property Solutions, you can have a tree growing through the middle of the house. We've bought one of those. Remember the one in Medford?
Yeah, that was
tree growing right through the middle of the house. It doesn't matter what the house looks like. It doesn't matter what's going on the outside, the inside. We don't care how many cats or how many dogs you had living in there. We don't care how many times they defecated on the floor. We'll buy the property for cash, folks. 631-400 Easy. But if you want to get your house sold for top dollar and you don't mind putting it on the market and having it wait and having people run through your house all day, every day, during the weekend, at night, if you don't mind that, then these are the tips that we want you to follow because you will sell your property for top dollar if you follow these 8 tips. What else do we have? The seventh thing on here is pricing it right. This is key. I mean, this is like, you would think sometimes people would just take this for face value and they would understand it, but I don't know how many times buyers, even with us when we're selling properties for other investors and we show them the comparables, they want to sell the property and try to list it for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 more than whatever another house in the area sold for. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Listen, comparable data, folks. If you have a good realtor on your team and he brings legitimate comps, 3 legitimate comps that are very similar in your neighborhood, apples to apples with your house, don't expect to look at those comps and say, oh, you know what, my daughter's bedroom is pink, I think I should get another $40,000 for my house. It's just not going to work that way. The data's there. What they're showing you, if they're a legitimate agent, they're going to give you legitimate comps, and that's what your house is basically going to sell for, give or take a few dollars. Now there is a sway.
There's a sway. You got to look at the houses that listed. Were they completely renovated? Mm-hmm. Were they a little dated?
Correct.
Did they have a pool? Did they have a finished basement? So there's all little additives that you have to add in. But you're not going to get a $70,000 swing for a house that's in the same shape, same condition, same block.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Well, that's unfortunately most sellers have to take that. It's a little bit of their stubbornness and put it to the side. Look at the comparable data. Look at what's sold, and then
price it right, baby.
And then if you have a good realtor, what he's going to really do is he's going to look at what's actively on the market, what you're going up against, and he's also going to look at what's under contract, so he can see where the market is actually going. And those are going to be your 3 shifts.
Absolutely. And the last thing on this list that you want to do, if you want to sell your property for top dollar, and you don't want to sell it for cash, and you don't want a quick sale, I would highly recommend putting all the pieces together here and putting together the right team. The right team is having the right home inspector coming in the beginning. The right team is having the right title company pull your title. The right team has to do with the right surveyor. Mm-hmm. Definitely having the right attorney on your team, because attorneys can kill deals.
That's a good one.
They can make them or they can kill them. And a lot of attorneys kill deals.
That's a good one, folks. So if you're out there and you're looking for one of your attorneys, let's not use your friend or your aunt's or your uncle's recommendation that's a criminal attorney. You
that
want
doesn't specialize in real estate.
You want a specialty, a real estate professional,
right.
A real estate attorney. I can't tell you how many times we've been involved in deals where attorneys have, listen, they're very well good at what they do. They may have been a criminal defense attorney, he may be a debtor, whatever he may have been. He's phenomenal at that. But when it comes to real estate, that's a different animal. Mm-hmm. He needs to understand title. He needs to understand contract law.
It's a completely different animal.
You don't hire a heart surgeon to
do brain surgery.
Exactly.
You don't. I mean, listen, they're both qualified, but one's a specialist. You want to hire a real estate attorney who's a specialist in real estate, not a criminal defense attorney, not an estate attorney, not somebody who goes down and does landlord tenant law. You want somebody who does contract law with real estate. That's the guy or girl you want. Last thing, the most important, I think, in this whole list is having the right realtor. You need to have the right realtor on your team who's going to guide you along the way, who knows how to do contract negotiation, who's going to be in your corner to fight. Folks, listen, our company, we buy properties for cash, but we do, because of the amount of properties that we buy and sell, we have a great list of top-notch realtors here in Suffolk, Nassau, Queens, and Brooklyn that we sell our properties through. If you want one of these realtors to help you sell your house, give us a call, 631-400-EASY. The answering service is going to ask you if you want to sell your property for cash. You just tell them no, you want to list it. One of our people on the inside will connect you with the top agent that we've already vetted. We know they're top-notch. We'll put them in touch with you. 631-400-EASY or online at easysell411.com. I'm Billy Alvaro, your host. My co-host, Wayne Hartart. We are Easy Sell Property Solutions. This is Cashing Out. We'll see you next week. Take care.